Good morning, Westeros!
And welcome to our Morning Throners podcast.
I'm Nelson.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are your Morning Throners.
And welcome back to another episode of your favorite Song of Ice and Fire podcast. We are your Morning Throners, and we got episode 4 on deck. Nels, how we doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing? What do you think of the episode?
Fine. Dipped down.
Wasn't as good as the last one. Yeah, it's weird.
Wasn't as good as the last one.
I was thinking about what number I was going to give it, and I was thinking like 8.0, 8.1, but that's better than what I gave 1 and 2. And I don't know if this is better than 1 and 2.
I don't think it was.
Again, it feels more like the last one than the 1 and 2. Like, again, less action.
I disagree with that. I think it was more closer to 2.
I think so too. I think there's some dud scenes in it that like I think are meant to like be hard hitting that I'm like, I don't know why I thought about it.
That's why I think I'm safe at 8-1 because I think.
What'd you give the first two?
8.2, 8.4.
Okay, yeah, then I think 8.1's good. I feel trapped that I have to give it worse than the first two, which was like 7.7 or something like that.
Who told you that after episode? I told you that after episode 1.
I'm not gonna let that influence me. I'm going 8.0.
Yeah. So I think it's a setup episode. There's a lot of cogs moving, and that like you could see it not. You can see it's building to something, right? Which I think if you've brought attention to like the first two were kind of like, or even just the first one was finale maybe of season.
I think it was penultimate of season 2.
Yeah.
They're the 2 episodes that got cut. So penultimate is Jace's death, and then the finale is Rhaenyra taking the throne. Last episode is kind of like the intro to season 3. Yeah. This is so episode 2.
We're like in the middle kind of the season, right? Where
this is the halfway point of season 3 for real. That this is episode 4, right? But like, again, going off like if we're assuming the real season 3 only has 6 episodes because the first 2 are really season 2, then this is episode 2 of 6. So yeah, we're like early middle.
I'm gonna assume that there's a lot of liberties taking place in the writing of this episode.
You mean from the books?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but yeah, they've been going off the books.
There's
like
just so much small details that I'm like that not let alone the big stuff, just like some small choices that like I'm okay with. I don't mind any of them. I wonder, like, was Hugh's wife almost sexually assaulted there too, and then was her brother the one that's killed by Darren? Like, does Darren kill somebody at Tumblestone? Like
yeah, I don't think we know about anything about that in the books. And another good example, I think, is like Alan being named as like replacement hand, kind of like Tyrion is for Tywin. Like that doesn't happen. That I can remember.
Even, like Corlys is, or from what you know, like Corlys has always just been there.
Yeah, I mean, her and Rhaenyra don't always see eye to eye, and there's like some frustrations there. But he doesn't like replace himself, basically. Tywin
I don't mind building the depth of Alan.
But yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it in the show. So again, it's not the same as in the books, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like that part of it. But there are other things that I just don't like.
There's got to be some gray area in the books too, right? Just like lapses of time, or
it's all told from Maesters who aren't there. They're getting like ravens from other places. Yeah.
So, and I'm saying it's not like a daily. It's not like your minutes from a staff meeting, right? Where like everything is written down. This is like a piece here, a piece there, an event there. Like I don't know. Again, I didn't read it, so I don't know how. Like, is it every month that there's an insert? Is it every a couple days? Is it just like did they go a year without the next page being put in? Like, those are things that I don't know that I'm curious about.
Yeah, it's hard taking notes on it because a lot of times the way the books works in this time is like, so in King's Landing, this is what Rhaenyra's up to. Outside the city walls, here's what Ormond's up to, and then here's what's going on at Harrenhal, and then here's what's going on in the Vale, and then here's what Rhaenyra's up to again in King's Landing, and then here's what's going on outside of King's Landing, and then we just kind of bounce around, but it doesn't really. Often it doesn't tell us exactly what times. Every once in a while it'll be like on the 3rd month on the 13th day, or on the 3rd moon on the 13th day of 1:30 AC.
Yeah,
Tumblestone fell or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it might every once in a while you'll get like a hard date, but normally it just bounces around kind of, and it's just rough.
Kind of like how the episode does then too.
Yeah,
I mean that is how the episode feels.
I will say I agree with you that it's a setup episode. Like just like looking through the main points. And again, I like the Larry's Aegon stuff for the most part in this episode.
Yeah,
but like that didn't come to a head. That didn't really come to anything.
Right.
Like he kissed a boot at the end, which was like. The Tumblestone stuff didn't really come to a head. Like there was like a that's one of the scenes I didn't like was the very last scene. Like it felt like kind of like a dud moment to me. Like what's the point of that?
I mean, is that the same line Rhaenyra used to? And now we begin, or is that a Dany line?
That's what I think Damon said to Rhaenyra at the beginning of last episode. Something very similar.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was pointing out that it kind of sounds like
and Danny said something like that.
Danny says when she gets there.
Begin.
Yeah,
it's just everybody.
Now they're all saying it. Yeah.
I like Ormond. We've been around him more. He's seemingly gonna be a much bigger. Is he fucking Ormond the Kingmaker next? Is that his fucking nickname too?
That's the other thing that didn't really come to anything is Cole. Like Cole, we got a little bit of, but like again, that didn't amount to anything in this. So a lot of setups. I agree with you. A lot of setup stuff. But I like
who's Cole?
Kristen Cole.
Cole's kind of he's a
yeah. You say Kingmaker. That's Kristen Cole. That's who that is. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. I'm actually kind of intrigued by. I didn't understand completely what he was saying. He's just gonna start going like fucking Brotherhood without banners, like guerrilla warfare in the woods.
I don't understand. So let's get you ready to get into the chronological.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I thought it was again. I have enjoyed mostly every episode that I've ever watched of Game of Thrones. So like for me to give it a lower rating than I'm not going to. It gives me the Saban meme or like the Saban interview. I'm sure you might have seen it, but like they try to have him talk shit about like a quarterback. And he's like, I'm not gonna do it, so quit asking. Like that's me. I'm not
ring a bell, but okay.
I'll send you the interview. But
the one thing I will say is there is a little more teleporty. Daemon teleports to the Vale and back, but he has a dragon, so it's okay. Like I'm okay, like it's not like Littlefinger teleporting around in Game of Thrones. Like Daemon has a dragon. You can kind of do that in an episode. Like like a week has to pass. But
if you have a dragon, cool. I'm not. And the Vale's not crazy far. I know it's kind of far, but he has a dragon.
The other thing that we were talking about last week, and I was looking this up on a map, it's crazy. I didn't realize, if you look up on a map where the Reach actually goes, Tumbleton is technically in the Reach, even though it's like right next to King's Landing. Like the Reach goes so far up north. Like I thought that would have been Stormland's territory.
I would have thought it was Stormland's area too, which we did speak of.
I don't think the Stormlands touches the Westerlands because the Reach goes up in between them. I never would have guessed that till I looked at a map this past week.
Yeah, I didn't think it would have touched the Westerlands. But I thought it would have been.
I thought the Reach and Dorne were kind of in the bottom left and right. Yeah. Westerlands and Stormlands were kind of on top of them, touching each other, and then Crownlands, Riverlands above them. But yeah, I think the Reach goes up to the Crownlands so that the Stormlands, it kind of like parts Stormlands and Westerlands. Again, it doesn't really matter, but maybe I'll put a map in this part if I have time. Yeah, let's get into the chronological.
All right, so we start in Tumbleton. The High Towers are walking through the streets and just like getting room assignments, basically. Like, you there, you two here.
Yeah, they're like making soldiers live with the normal people, which I don't know if this is just...
Yeah, I'm sure... No, it's got to be... There's a word for it from history class, like quartering.
It's like
you quarter them, right?
It's kind of like a normal thing, yeah. But it also works well to the whole, like, what they're trying to do with Rhaenyra. You can't attack us without killing your own people. Yeah.
And Ormond is getting excuses from Boros Baratheon.
He got a letter.
And he basically calls him stupid.
Yeah, he can't read. His maester has to read for him. He's like, yeah, send a letter back, but maybe this time with pictures instead.
Put some pictures. Asking him to meet up. Is that, let's go. Bring your forces to Tumbleton? Is basically what he
sounds like that's what the plan is. Like, meet up at Tumbleton and then, I guess, attack King's Landing from there. But yeah, he's not coming, and then Vagar's not coming either, is what they got word.
Did he get it there, or was that later when he had the freak out?
I think. Or no word from Vagar is what they got here. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. All right. That's all I have of the opening.
Then we go to the Rhaenyra's council. Orwyle is not on the council, but he suggests, he's like, hey, because they get word of what's going on at Tumbleton. We're like, what do we do about this? Orwyle, who's not really on the council, but is there anyway,
is counseling.
Is like, hey, we have an army. Why don't we just send them? They're on the way here. Why don't we just send them a little bit past here to Tumbleton? And she's like, that's a good idea. How about you're on the council now? She's like, we can send some dragons too to circle the skies.
Yep. And we get our Mannerly guy becomes master of coin.
Yep. And what do you think about this? Orwyle goes to put a ball in, and she's like,
that was great. No, it was awesome.
We talked about this last episode.
An old regime. Yeah. Let's leave the balls in the past.
Everyone was like, we're done with that shit.
Even though I did like the balls, I like that they hit. There's a couple things I'm like, it's cool that they hit on that. There's another one coming up soon that I'm sure I don't know if you knew it or you're like, oh, that's cool. They introduced it here.
Well, let's see what you're saying. But for the balls thing, I didn't think about it when we were actually saying it. But now when I was editing it, we were saying balls, like no balls on the council, no balls. And I was just thinking like, I wonder if there's supposed to be a sexual connotation. When I was thinking it, I was like, Rhaenyra doesn't have balls, right? She's a she's a queen instead of a. I don't know if there's supposed to be like a meta joke there,
and it was just her and malaria at the time. I think that was the only council.
Yeah,
is it Mysaria?
It's not malaria.
Have I said that a bunch?
That's what you just said the last time. I think we say it different every time, but malaria is a funny one.
I usually call her the white worm.
Yeah, the white worm's good.
I didn't know if it was. I wrote malaria literally.
I think I called it the red worm one time when I was editing the last one. Yeah,
I don't even know how I spelled it, but yeah. All right, Mysaria. So then it's her. Corlys isn't there. Daemon's not there. She asked about like any word from him. I think she asked about that a couple times.
Yeah, and then they're gonna name Tormund Manderly Master of Coin. I will say this is different.
Real?
This is different from the books.
Okay.
Tormund Manderly's around and advising, but I forget why. I forget if he's named on the council or not. But
why is he not up north? Why is he not at House Manderly?
I don't think he's the Lord. I think he's like a second son or something like that at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like that the advice was like, we'll name the Master of Coin so that people blame him. You.
Yeah, she's like, well, this guy made a dickhead comment to me yesterday, so.
That's just like the worst job to ever have on the council. It seems like he takes it pretty quickly, though. Like, yeah fuck it, I'm in. Yeah. Counsel me.
Yeah. I thought she was for a second going to name one of those guys from Dragonstone that was pissing her off when they're like, hey, we basically just need to name a scapegoat. Before she said Tormund Manderly, I thought she was going to name one of those guys.
I didn't have a guess.
Because I think it is one of those guys in the books is who becomes like one of those guys. But yeah.
Yeah. So then we had the Alicent.
Yep.
Gets questioned about her cousin Ormond, right?
Yeah, because Rhaenyra's like, that's my job this episode is figuring out all I can about Ormond Hightower.
Both Hightower guys, him, Ormond, and who's the other guy? Gwaine?
The one with Cole? Yeah, Gwaine.
They're both cousins, right? Those two are brothers?
Gwaine is a brother to Alicent. Okay. Ormond is their cousin.
All right. The only thing I really pulled from that is that like he's pretty smart, pretty cunning.
He's cocky.
He doesn't like to smell bad shit.
That I don't think this is in the books, and I think that's going to hopefully come up in a cool way. I hope it has to do with dragons, because remember it only happened in like the first 3 episodes of season 1. But remember, like when Rhaenyra would show up, they'd be like, "You smell like dragons. Go take a shower or whatever." You know what I mean? Like I hope it has to do with
but I don't think dragons in general would smell bad, right? It just smells like a campfire kind of is what I would picture. What I pictured when it was like, all right, bad smells, like just dropping. They're just gonna start dropping like decaying bodies into
marine style,
like pop, 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 just like rain down some decaying stuff. I don't know if it's animals or.
I hope they do something cool with it, but I was thinking, like, how are you going to use that? Like, in any way? Like, oh, this guy doesn't like bad smells. Like, okay, I'm going to send a stinky envoy. Like, that's just going to make it. It's not going to help you win a bat. I don't know. So hopefully they do something cool with it.
Like, you can't just burn. Obviously, you can't burn it because there's people there. But I don't think the smell of fire is like off-putting. It's not like I'm gonna be like, get that fire out of here. Like, I smell kind of good to him. So I was thinking
he has like smelling salts. He pops anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking. Dragons dropping some smelly ass like shit, maybe even like rotted cabbage and whatnot, and I don't know.
So at one point she's like, "What?" She's like, "Were you sad when you had to send a son away?" Rhaenyra says that to Alicent, and she's like, "It was my choice." And this is interesting after actually thinking back after what Ormond says later. She's like, "I wanted him to be a Hightower, not a Targaryen."
Yeah,
and Ormond, it seems like he has like a Hightower
taking that fully on.
Yeah, like.
Do you think he's been dyeing his hair this whole time to look like a Hightower?
It looks like it's naturally that color, like, but I don't know. Like, I would hope it's not that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense why you would dye the other guy's hair white if that guy,
no, I don't think it can be natural.
Alicent also ticking at her fingers like she used to in season 1. I don't know if you noticed that in that scene.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah. Sensitivity to odors. All right, next scene is Alan and Corlys. Alan's like, "Hey, you're supposed to be in council. Like, I got word that you're supposed to be there and she needs you." And Corlys like, "I got to go fight this one out. Like, see you later. You're in charge. Take my place."
I like Alan. I actually like Alan more than Corlys. I really don't care for Corlys. I think he's been really selfish. I've watched season 1, I think twice. I didn't watch season 2 again. But like, just seeing clips of Corlys, like he's always been a very selfish, like me guy. What is in it for me type of dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I guess most people kind of are. There's some more than others. He's never, ever really done He's always been a me guy, and he continues to be a me guy.
I mean, this
So I
happened in
don't
like
know.
season 2. He fucked up. That's why he wasn't there when Vayman died. He was just like, I'm tired of this bullshit. Whatever was going on at the time, I don't even remember. And he went to the Stepstones to fight.
And in the first season too, right? He's like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna go deal with the hierarchy.
Yeah, in the first season, he's like, hey, Damon, me and you are both second sons. We got to earn our right in the world. Let's
Yeah.
go fight. And yeah, they go fight. So
Yeah, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think, yeah, I feel like I haven't
like
said this
Alan more
often,
than
so I feel
Corliss.
bad saying it. I feel like the actor for Alan has done a pretty bad job up to this point. In this episode, I think he did fine. Like, I think the actor did a
Why?
pretty good
Just
job.
like his delivery, like he's a robot.
Yeah, like when he like gives, like when him and Bela are talking on the beach about Corliss, I thought it was like pretty bland. Like when him and Corliss are in the cabin talking about like the names and stuff, I thought it was pretty bland. Even when he's
Yeah.
like getting mad at Corliss since last season about like, you never gave us anything. Like it was like pretty bland. In this scene, I thought it was pretty. I don't know. I like in this episode, I liked him better, but in the past, I just feel like he's been flat pretty much every time he's supposed to have like a meaningful line. And I think that especially when Corliss is like, "Hey, I don't have a house to give you." They're on the beach and it's like burning. He's like, "You can have my name."
Yeah.
He's like, and that means more. That just like fell so flat for me. So I don't know. I hate to blame an actor because I feel like I never do that, but I'm saying that all here because I feel like he did good this episode.
I feel like it was the director's choice to make him like he's a soldier. He's like the first mate, follows orders to a fucking T. Like there is no emotion in him because of that. And now he's kind of stepped out of that. He's stepping out of that into a different role within the council. So now we're gonna see a different side of him, I think, is what will happen.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited to see where this goes. And I said this is not in the books, but this is one of the changes that I don't hate. So
yeah. Aegon walking up to Sunfire.
Yeah, Aegon and Larry's. I think it's kind of unrealistic how they get out of some of this stuff. Like again, it just like cuts away and they're like not there, but you can see like all these guys like licking their chops and like
the guy is speaking High Valyrian to a dragon, like praying that it's gonna wake up. I don't think the 4 people that are charging money to like touch the dragon would just be like, all right, deuces, thanks for the 2 coppers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it just kind of like cuts, like it's not too as bad of an extent, but remember how people got mad in I think it was episode 3 of the last season of Game of Thrones in the big battle at Winterfell, how there was a time when like I think all the zombies stand up and Jon's just like in the middle of it and it just like cuts away to like something going on inside the castle and it cuts back and Jon's like moved on and he's fine. It's like, wait, what happened? How did he escape that?
He was just surrounded.
It's not as bad as that, but it's like, yeah, they were in a bad situation and they just like cut away to them walking into the Brooks Rest and say, okay, whatever.
I truly thought, I kind of still think Sunfire's still alive. I'm not going to look at you in the eye because I don't want to get any hint.
Well, that's what Aegon's saying, but it looked pretty fun. I mean, there's fucking flies all over it.
There's flies over it. I get it. Like, we don't know shit about dragons. It's in like a hibernation to heal itself. Like, we already know they're a magic thing and there's blood magic involved and I don't know, maybe some sorcery behind it all.
So what is it? Jumping ahead a little bit, I guess what's their plan right now? They're at Rook's Rest and they're just waiting for a boat. Larry's mentioned a boat at some point that's going to take them to Bravos.
I think they're going to go east until it's time.
Okay. I would like if they go to Bravos. Again, this is one of the things where all we hear really in the books is that Aegon and Larry's escaped when Rhaenyra took King's Landing, and then that's all I'm going to say for here. But like again, because we're hearing from the Maesters, we don't know like what they did while they were gone. I'll say like, we either hear that they show up dead somewhere or they show up somewhere not dead later, but
right.
We don't know what happened in between. So
there's no Golden Company, but I'm sure there's sellswords over there, or like people that they could try to raise up.
Sure, yeah,
an army.
100% sell swords, sell sales, yeah,
yeah. So I don't think they're leaving Westeros. My prediction is that you got a little bit in this episode too, right? Where like people are looking at him. His face is more fucked up. Like they did a good job in the makeup of like that half of his face is like you couldn't tell.
His eyes like really fucked up and like red and like bloodshot, yeah,
and scarred around it, and it kind of droops a bit.
Again, jumping ahead a little, do you remember what Larry's puts as their backstory? He tells the boss in Rook's Rest, the boss guy. He says they're from Sharp Point, which is House Bar M, and it's the one that
I did. Yeah, I thought you meant from when they first left, but
I forget when exactly. It was end of season 1, I think, or maybe early season 2. Aemon just got pissed about something, and he just flew off and burned a castle. We didn't really know which one it was. It was Sharp Point, House Bar M, and it was one of the guys. The Lord was one of the guys on Rhaenyra's council. Gotcha. So their story was, oh yeah, we barely escaped that. That's why he's all burned, just because we were in the castle or whatever when that shit went down.
Yeah.
So that's why
Makes
he's
sense.
all burned.
That's
Yeah, it's
cool.
a good
I
backstory.
like that. I mean, you could. Anyone's been burned before.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
thing.
We were saying last episode he's kind of like the Hound now. That he's marked,
Yeah.
and you could probably actually know who he is, but not really. There are people with burns.
But people don't know that.
Yeah.
People think he died.
To him speaking
the
High
forest
Valyrian
now.
while half burned on Sunfire is a
Yeah.
little bit of a tell, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so back to next scene. Kristen Cole and Gwaine get to Harrenhal. Alice is there. Aemon's not, but there's a roaring noise. They're like walking through. There's a roaring noise, and I'm like, dang, Vagar is just like hiding in the rafters or something like that. But is it? I
Aegar
guess it's
can't
not
be
Vagar.
No. Just the ghost of Harrenhal.
So Alice is there. She's like,
Some
Aemon's
black
gone,
goat somewhere in the cellar.
and she tells them that Rhaenyra took King's Landing, and they're like, oh fuck.
The news was surprising. I didn't. Now, how would they have gotten the news? I mean, Gwaine is sending letters back and forth to people, so
Yeah, but that's a one-way thing though. When you're on the road, right? You know how ravens work. Ravens can go to a castle.
It's
but,
only the locations.
yeah.
So they got to a castle and they hear that Rhaenyra is on it, which
Yeah.
they were just coming back to Harrenhal to meet up with Aemon. Aemon's gone, so now they're gonna go through the woods and they're gonna attack through the woods, which I like doesn't make sense to me, really.
Well, yeah. So then it cuts to just Gwaine and Cole at the table, and they're like, "Well, fuck. Now what do we do? Aemon's not here. Like, we don't know if he's gonna come back. Like, what the deal is." Gwaine's like, "We should go to Tumbleton and join with Ormond."
Yeah.
How do they know Ormond's at Tumbleton? Like, maybe they knew that was the plan, but there's no way they knew it succeeded, right? Unless Alice is telling them more news.
Yeah. Did
Or
word
something.
get to Alice?
Maybe they
about
said
it?
that at the very beginning of that scene and I missed it, but then Cole says, "No, we got to keep the Rivermen from getting to King's Landing." Again, how do they know that the Rivermen were tasked by Daemon to get to King's Landing? Also, when Daemon told the Rivermen to go to King's Landing, that army, they were on the shore of the God's Eye. So they were like at Harrenhal, and they already
Yeah.
started going to King's Landing. I mean, and I guess Cole
They're
says
just-
we
they're
have way
just marching.
less, so we can go faster, and we're basically going to do sneak attacks. Is kind of what Cole says.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not going to be honorable about it, but we're going to.
So who's bigger? The Tully army is bigger?
Yeah, way bigger.
Okay. Because what's his name? What's his first name? Tully.
Grover or Elmo. I forget which one. It's that one, but or Oscar.
Because for a second I forgot that Ormond was the High Tower. I was like, is that... Because it sounded like he's going to pick off Ormond's army. And I'm like, all right, is it Ormond Tully? But...
No, we just need to help delay by attacking this army. But again, like, Rhaenyra didn't even know that they were going to send that army to Tumbleton until like 20 minutes ago. So how does Gwaine and Cole know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he just meant to attack him on the way down. I don't know.
Yeah, some of it just didn't make sense, but whatever.
Yeah.
And Cole's like, we're going to attack them like a scorpion attacks an ox in darkness, and this is going to be dragonless fights. So, but we don't really see that in the rest of the episode, so that's all we
Yeah.
hear about that.
Rhaenyra uncovers her daddy's models. Cool that they still got them somewhere.
For sure.
That's my point of like this castle just being so big. Set
Yeah.
Hugh in the model room.
Yeah.
Set him up a cot.
You can
Get his
sleep in
wife.
here.
Put him
Yeah.
in there. It was cool. Alan gets in there. This was the other point that I had of like, oh, that's cool. Alan gives her the cat idea about the rats running around.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this last episode. I should have just held off one more episode on saying it. So,
you knew that?
well, this was a Otto thing. Otto did this pretty much immediately after they killed the rat catchers. But I'd said it at the end of I told you that last episode,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then said they might just give it to somebody else. That might be a spoiler. And yeah, here they gave it to Alan, but whatever, not a huge one.
I like that Alan got it.
Yeah, I did like that Alan got it. It's like he's like, we do it on the ships. That's how we do it on the ships. We use cats on the ships to keep the rats away. Makes sense, I guess. I don't know if that's true.
Which I guess makes sense when you're docked. There's not fucking rats swimming in the ocean to get to your ship.
I feel like rats on a ship can multiply quickly, and then you can have a rat problem.
If you have one, two.
If you have two, if you have two, you're gonna have more than two. Yeah, I don't know. I trust Alan on this one. I'm not a.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you dock for at any point you got food, there's rats are gonna get it. So.
I mean, even in the normal Game of Thrones, doesn't Illyrio say that they brought the Black Plague or the Black Death to Pentos when a ship pulled up and a bunch of rats came off?
Sure.
So
yeah,
rats get on at one place, get off at another place.
Yeah. I'm sure they're trying to get on when they port, right? They're probably fucking waiting at the docks.
Yeah.
That's where food's getting brought in too,
Yeah,
right?
there's
Like,
so
that's
much
the
food on
shipment.
and off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Corlys is gone. He went to fight the Triarchy. Rhaenyra talks about the model and of her dad, and she's just like, "Yeah, dads are cool. That you want to." I don't know.
She had 2 words. It was inspire and incense
Infuriate or something like that. Yeah. Like they piss you off, but they also inspire you. That they're kind of relating on their dads.
And just like his reputation as being a weak king, right? She was like, well, people think he was weak, but like he was just trying to like
He realized that even like greatness,
not blow this fucking thing up, right? Like he wanted to keep it going.
Just because you have all this power right now doesn't mean you can't lose it, which is why he has this model of Valyria to remind him that. And then they have the rats and cats thing.
Probably could have had a painting. Didn't need a whole life-size model. Like
it's kind of cool though. The model's cool.
No, it's great. The model's fucking sweet. Yeah.
So then we go to Aegon at Rook's Rest. I think we said some of this. He has a scale. He kept a scale from Sunfire. He was playing with, I think.
Oh, I didn't fucking pick that up.
I think he had a golden scale in his hand.
Some bitch. I still don't think it's dead.
Larry's is like, the men here aren't loyal. We can't account on any, like, because Aegon's like, yeah, we can walk in and they're all gonna just follow me. He's like, that's not how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
They get in. Maelys is like dead with the head cut off because they took the head back to King's Landing. That was pretty sick too.
That was sick. I mean, it shows just like how. Yeah, well, it's definitely sad, but like, damn, this fucking dragon was huge, and it's just sitting here on the wall. Like, there's nothing they could do. I'm actually surprised they haven't. I don't know if dragon meat tastes good at all.
I don't know about the meat, but like dragon scale, I would think you can make stuff out of, and dragon bone is definitely super valuable. Like they would have ravaged this carcass.
It'd be harvested. Yeah, it'd be harvested
for sure. Yep.
And if you're that hungry, you're probably eating the meat. But that was my thought. Was like
slightly off topic. I feel like I've said before. I think the way you make Valyrian steel is dragon glass, and use dragon fire to melt dragon glass and steel and mix it together, because dragon glass is like light and sharp and can kill others, and you know what I mean.
Dragon bone, you're saying, right?
In the past, I've said dragon glass and normal steel. Now I think dragon bone, and then I was reading somewhere about dragon bone, and it's like steel? Also like super light. Like dragon bones, it's kind of like bird. You know how bird bones are like hollow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they have to fly.
I think dragon bone has a similar property, and it's dark. It's like black, and you know how Valyrian steel swords are like slightly darker than normal swords. So I think my Valyrian steel sword recipe is dragon bone, normal steel, a little bit of dragon glass, and dragon fire. Dragon fire has to be used to make it,
and then a little bit of blood.
Maybe a little blood for good luck. Yeah, you need a little sacrifice if you want magic. Yeah.
Yeah, Aegon gets a job to collect piss and shit.
Larry's just gets to help read whenever they need that every once in a while, but Aegon, who's burned and can barely walk, has to help sort the piss for something and the shit for the farmers.
Piss for the tanners, I think.
Yes, okay.
It does make sense, right? Because you need to change.
I never thought about this. I always thought, like, how do you solve the latrine problem when there's an army? And I guess you just use the byproduct for something to let it instead of letting it pile up.
The shit I would think you'd use for manure.
That's what he said to the farmers. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that actually would work that well, but and how much piss do you need? I'm sure like an army has a ton of piss, and the tanners after like a day are like, okay,
just carrying buckets around.
Like, we're good, guys.
Yeah, is a bucket a day enough?
Yeah. So
think about one tailgate, we piss fucking five.
That's what I'm saying.
5 buckets.
Yeah, those gallon buckets. Yeah. There was a scene at the very end of that when they like send Aegon off to go help with the latrines. There's a guy eating soup. There's a guy eating soup who like gives Aegon eyes. And I was like, I wonder if that guy is suspicious of who this guy is.
He's also speaking like that's well below him. The way he is carrying himself is still.
I mean, anybody would about the latrine pits, though.
Not the fucking other guy. The other guy's like, yeah, it's not that bad of a job. You get used to it.
Tangle tongue or whatever, yeah.
Tangle tongue and mangled face. That was the.
Tangle tongue, I think, had some issues though. I don't think he was all there.
I just think he took his spot in the pecking order.
Yeah, I mean,
the guy who's running Rook's Rest kind of looks like the Fossaway from.
Yeah, he does. I see what you're saying. Raymond from Dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next scene, Tumbleton, Hugh's wife. Assault. There was a fight in the house. The wife gets her arm broken.
Yep.
It cuts away from that. It goes back to Rhaenyra and Hugh then. They don't actually go to the judging yet.
Hugh's like, let me go. I do care about Tumbleton, so let me go instead of Ulf.
Yeah, Ulf was supposed to be the one on patrol. He's like, let me go instead. She's like, you can both go, whatever.
Take turns, which does make sense. You can't do a 24-hour patrol. You need to need shifts. But Ulf is out in town, sees the Queen of the Bastards on the wall.
Yep.
The thing that I saw was the red, blue, and green mark next to it. You didn't even notice it, did you?
I didn't notice it. That's House Strawn, though. What it sounds like.
Okay. All right. So it was like I don't remember the order, but like a red spire, a blue one, and then a green one, almost like three crown
It's
points.
House Strong for the three forks of the trident: the red fork, the green fork, and the blue fork. Yeah,
Okay. So that was right next to Queen of Bastards. How do you not pick up on that? You're the
I
guy
didn't even notice. I just saw the Queen of
picking up
Bastards.
on people eating soup, people eating, a scale. He's playing with the scale. You couldn't see the
You didn't see
three.
the scale.
I didn't. Well, I'm not the guy. You're the guy.
I'm him.
You bowl a 280.
Okay. Yeah, the bastards.
Ulf goes back to the bar.
Does Olaf take offense to that? Like, I guess it's mainly meant to be disrespectful against like Jace, right? Jace, Luke, and Joffrey.
It's
But
what
like,
Danny.
she's accepting bastards like Ulf and Hugh. I guess they're not necessarily bastards, but
It's
she's
what she was It's what Danny. I said Danny. It's what Rhaenyra was worried about with Corlys, right? Now it's come to light without her even, appointing more. It doesn't even seem like the commoners know that Ulf and Hugh have risen to like dragon rider status, right?
they're not like face. They don't know them yeah, like they're like these guys sitting
Do
there.
they know that they're bastards, right? Or
I don't even know they're bastards.
well, I thought we knew.
I do see it. I just looked it up. I went to that scene. Yeah, that is the House Strong sigil. I think it's close enough.
It's close enough that it was drawn in chalk on the side of the wall.
Yeah, it's like an artistic rendition of it for sure.
Yeah. So I actually was hoping that it meant more of the three new dragon riders versus the other.
Gotcha.
We've been hearing about the strong bastard claims for forever. I wanted.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. I was wondering, like, why would they do strong? Are they trying to blame Larry's for this? That makes sense. They're saying the Queen of Bastards, the bastards are the strong bastards. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Thank you. You're putting it together for me. I'm being slow on this one. Yeah. Gotcha.
But no, I don't think Ulf will take offense to it just because he's always been.
Well, yeah, and it's not about him. If the strong, you're right. If that's
it's
what the
not
strong
about
sigil
him.
means,
One, two, he is kind of a known bastard his whole life.
Yeah, he accepts it and kind of like owns it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tyrion would have told him to. Yeah. No, it can't be used against you.
But he goes back to his old bar, meets his old pals, buys everybody around.
Not necessarily willingly. They're like, you can buy us drinks, and he's like, everybody, and they're like, yeah, for everybody.
It makes me think too. One, the crown is broke. Two, he's got like a little pouch on him. It's not like, do they get a salary? Like once he got the dragon, once Silverwing picked him, they're like, all right, you start with 100 golden dragons a year.
Well, he was promised a house, and like he goes to Rhaenyra later asking for stuff for his friends. Like I'm guessing, like part of that's like he would have got to himself.
He's in service, so like he's on the payroll, but like has he gotten paid yet? That I don't think like after he gives this money away, like he's like, oh fuck, okay, I got more money to spend. I think,
and maybe with what Rhaenyra tells him later, like, hey, you stay in the Red Keep. Here, it's an all-you-can-eat resort, so you don't need money. Like, if you're here, you're good. You can drink all you want and just call for a flag and they'll bring you a flag in. But, like, that's why you don't need money, so don't worry about it. Like, that might be her answer.
If you really had friends as Ulf, you're like, all right, sounds good. Can I bring a couple friends in? Can we have a couple social hours?
Yeah, which is questionable for her. You don't want bad people
he's gonna
inside.
Get back out there. He can't resist the storytelling at the tavern.
Well, we're not even to that part yet. So, next scene, Ormond rules over the attack, right, with the wife, with Hugh's wife.
Right.
And he rules in like how you would want, right? He says, hey, geld that guy, break his arm.
Because it was in front of people.
Yeah, I mean, just it's the right
in front of the other. It'll get around to the other soldiers. Like act right in these homes.
Yeah, it's kind of unrealistic that out of 15,000 people, like it's kind of very coincidental that it's like Hugh's wife is the one that gets brought right in front of him and he judges. Like there has to be at least 2 or 3 of these cases with this happening throughout the city.
But he does hold his group into higher standards, seemingly, right? If this was the Lannister or like the Mountains Men.
Well, I could even see Tywin doing this, right? Because what it tells Daeron is like, hey, I'm not necessarily doing this because like I care that much, but it's like if you let one go, that just sets a bad example, and this can get out of hand quickly. So you got to be really stern up front.
Right. If the Mountains Men rolled in, not good. Every house is.
Depends on every house is. Like if Tywin wanted to hold up here for like months on end, I don't think he would let the Mountains Men be the ones helping him hold this one. He sends the Mountains Men when he wants it to go to shit quickly.
Wherever the Mountains Men are going, though, they're taking they're
Yeah.
taking what they want.
My point is, even Tywin, I don't think would send them to a place like this if he's trying to hold this place for any extended period of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Brings the ending a little bit around then, which I don't really understand why Darren had to kill the brother then.
So I'm saying the whole scene falls flat. We'll get to it then. Next scene is Rhaenyra. She's talking to Orwell again. She wants to see all the letters.
Yeah, well, interesting.
Some of this gets interesting later. Right now, she just like go through the histories, find all the letters to and from Ormond Hightower because I'm trying to learn about him.
Yeah,
and then they talk. Yeah, then they talk about the faith.
Just like don't piss him off. Don't fire this guy completely. Maybe you can name a new High Septon, but like you got to keep this guy kind of in the ranks.
Well, this is some fan service. This is things that the fans talk about a lot. Is basically how connected are the Hightowers, the faith, and the Citadel, and is one like pulling the strings on the other one? And that's basically what Rhaenyra asks here. Is like, hey, do the Hightowers of the faith, is one controlling the other? And they're like, well, no, they're very heavily connected. Like they both basically helped each other a lot in the past and through history and get off each other's feet and helped each other with funding and stuff. But neither really controls each other. They're kind of their own entity is kind of the way I took his answer.
I kind of forgot to, in season 1, when the Hightowers do take, when I said the Hightowers, Otto and Alicent, the sigils change, right? We go from dragons everywhere to the 7-pointed star everywhere, which that lends more into the faith being on their side. They help build Sept and the Starry Sept, though, not the Great Sept. That's in Old Town.
The Great Sept of Baelor is in King's Landing, but
they helped build the Starry Sept. It said, I think
the Starry Sept is was the main sept. It's where the High Septon used to be, right before Aegon took over, I think. And it's in Old Town. It's like the biggest sept, right? That's what I'm saying. Gotcha. Like that's the main 3. In Old Town, you have the High Tower, you have the Starry Sept, I think, and the Citadel.
Sure.
So, but Orwell's like, who even cares? Like, why do you need to get ordained?
Which I do. At this point, at least you don't right now. You don't right now. Unless it's like a real religious thing.
There were some things this episode that Orwell was saying, and I don't think this is spoiled because I honestly don't remember what's going on with Orwell. I don't even know what's going on with Orwell. I feel like I don't remember what's going on with Orwell in the books. I'm not gonna say
he's not the main author. Is he an author?
No, he's not the main author.
Okay.
The main author is an author writing in the past, Archmaester Gildane, I think. But so I don't know what's going on, but Orwell was saying some stuff in this episode that sounded like good advice, but I'm like, I don't know if that's good advice. And like this was, or there was a few things I was like, Orwell, are you telling the truth here? Or like, is this really what you think? And this was one of them when he was like, it doesn't matter if you get anointed. And I kind of, me, like, I don't care about pomp and circumstance at all. Like, I hate that shit. But like, you've kind of told me, like, and kind of convinced me, like, some of that's important though. Like, you need to be seen at, like, if you're trying to be the king, you need to be seen as the king. Like, and if 90% of your kingdom is very, very religious, and you're just like, who gives a fuck? Like, that matters.
That is the thing. It's like the people that are lighting a candle every day want to know that the gods have accepted her as the queen.
Yeah.
Right? That's going to play a role in their faith to her. But before you make them an enemy, I think you could put it on the back burner so that the faith isn't another enemy at this moment too, which they probably are. They maybe already are, right? Because of the Hightower connection. And people just getting like their pockets laced to stay loyal to them, right? But who knows? I'm kind of curious to see where the faith plays a role in this whole debacle.
Well, it's cool too because then Rhaenyra's like, "Can we remove him?" And he's like, "Well, the king. That's not really like your authority. Like you guys are separate entities. Like you can try and remove him. You have influence there, but like not really. Like the only way to really remove him is to like remove him,
kill him."
And she's like, "Orwell, damn, I didn't think you were that dark." And he was like. Just kind of like shrugs.
Just counseling you. Just telling you the truth.
And then any word from Daron? And he's like, nope. And then it cuts to Daron. Damon. Yep, Damon. Yep. And then nope. And then it cuts to Damon.
Damon at the Vale. I thought the Vale lady is kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
She's kind of, if you want to talk about anybody being kind of like a deadbeat, it's this lady she's got a cool looking dog, but.
It's weird. She like has something like she has to kind of like be in the show because like she has a few things to like do, but like not enough to do to like focus on her and like we couldn't give her an episode like we gave Rhaenyra last episode.
No,
like,
she'd just be sitting there.
She just has like some yes or no's every once in a while that we kind of like need to see. I guess they could have kind of phoned her in with Ravens, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean Damon just steals the show from her. He's I mean, he's never not on. That guy is the man.
It's weird. I feel like they could make it more interesting. He's like, give me gold. She's like, well, he's like, hey, we send you dragons like you asked for. You promised us men, you never sent them. She's like, I should send you babies. If like what I asked for is dragons, and you gave me dragons, like you gave me one you can't even ride.
Army, you can
have an army of children. Nah. And he's like, well, give me money instead. She's like, okay. That's basically what happened. It's like, well, why not say, well, I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you coppers instead of gold.
We're not there for the veil. We needed to get the sheep stealer.
Exactly. She's just like there to be like, okay, yeah, we're moving on. So yeah, we get on Caraxes. He's restless, flies off.
This is my point too. I said this, I think, maybe 2 episodes ago. These dragons do whatever the fuck they want. You can say Daharis and the other one that starts with a V, bullshit. These dragons are, at the end of the day, they might listen when it's convenient, but if they got something on their mind, they're gonna fucking do it. And I don't give a fuck if they're wild or not. Every dragon that we've met has done something without being commanded.
I was thinking that too in this scene. I was like, dang, even Caraxes, I was like, if anybody's gonna be like tame, it should be Caraxes. Like he's been doing this with Daemon a long time. Like you'd think they'd be in tune, and even though he's like, nope, we're going this way.
I refrain. I'll say Moon Dancer and Cyrax, the only two that we've seen like a decent amount that maybe haven't acted out of character yet.
Yeah. So they go off cave immediately. You got
that cave entrance was way too small for Sheep Stealer to fit into.
Yeah, but immediately you know what it is. I like this scene. He's like yelling who it is. Yeah. There's like a cool shot where like the fire's lit up and Rhaenyra is like walking. Rhaenyra's walking out through. Yeah, she looks fucked up. Yeah, she looks fucked up. Like,
yeah,
Damon's like kind of helping her, but you'd think he'd at least like go to McDonald's and like pick her up a Happy Meal and drop it off and leave it outside the cave or something like that. Like, she looks.
I don't think she's hungry. I think she's just eating sheep. They're just in the sheep eating gang.
Also, she totally lies. He's like, "How'd you get this?" And she's like, "I fed him sheep." It's like, no, he
fed
you sheep. Like, what are we talking about?
You
like,
just kind of laid there.
Are you reading Fire and Blood, Rhaena, and not remembering?
Yeah. Nettles
fed the sheep. Yeah, that's how that works in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. He's like, hey, we heard that the rider who did this was Jace, and he's like, good. Daemon basically, it looks for a second
who killed Jace.
Yeah, like the sheep stealer and the rider is the reason Jace is dead. And Damon's like, thank God that's not true. And Rhaena's like, well, kind of. And he's like, oh no, that's not good. Rhaenyra's not going to like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, just go to Pentos, pretend it never happened, leave the dragon behind. And I like how every time Sheep Stealer's reacting to a lot of what Damon's saying. Like when he's like, leave the dragon behind.
And Caraxes too.
Yeah, Sheep Stealer's like, no, you're not leaving me behind. And there's a few times when Rhaena gets mad and Sheep Stealer's also getting mad. And yeah, you're right. Same with Caraxes.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really well acted scene between the two. Definitely feel for Rhaena because all these points now hit home to Daemon and like he can't refute any of it. He probably didn't. This is the first time he's actually ever looked at him. And remember, I forgot that she was his daughter for a second.
Yeah, this is probably the first time in the show that they've ever talked to each other that like we've seen on screen. Probably,
I think so.
Yeah. so and she says like, I'm your least favorite child, and I'm sure that's not even counting Baela. That's counting the other two babies with Aegon and Viserys, just because they're boys.
For sure, because they have fucking dragons, probably at least an egg.
On that, real quick, in the scene with Rhaenyra last episode, right before he leaves to go to the Vale, when he's like, we could take over everything. There's a part where he tells her, our children will rule Westeros for forever and a day. And it's like, well, hang on.
Which is killing Joffrey.
Exactly. Like, hang on, the current heir is not your child.
I did catch that when he was only talking about her.
Unless he's talking about like our children as like, hey, including our stepchildren.
He took Joffrey too.
Yeah, including the stepchildren, which maybe, right? But David doesn't.
I wouldn't put it past him actually, but I did. That did prick my ears too. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I noticed that on a rewatch. I was like, David, what are you doing? Yeah.
Rhaena is like, fuck it, no, this is my life now. I'm a sheep stealer.
When Daemon looks guilty when she's like, I'm your least favorite child. He's
Absolutely.
Like, he's like, we can go back to King's Landing. Trust me, we can talk through this. And Rhaena's like, no, we can't. Like,
yeah,
she's gonna be pissed off. Yeah.
Can't be the last of her. Can't be the last of Rhaena and Sheep Stealer. It would be unless the only avenue was just for an excuse to kill Jace, and then I don't know.
That was the other thing. The last episode I was gonna say I had a problem with on a rewatch was Rhaenyra's like, I want to see the men who killed my children. And I'm like, who?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how are you gonna blame the person that killed Jace? Like a bunch of random people shot him with
Yeah,
crossbows.
all
Like,
the
who did you
crossbow
want to see
people.
there? But I guess she's blaming. I didn't realize how directly she was blaming Sheepstealer, which I think doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah,
Much sense based on what we saw. But whatever. They so she flies off, and then
that's the head.
I didn't realize what that guy
I was
was.
wondering. I was wondering why that shepherd dude mattered because he really looked hard.
Yeah, Damon looks over at the edge of this guy with like 3 goats, and I'm like, what's the point? I was like, what's the point of this guy?
My first thought was, man, that shepherd got really lucky. He didn't get too much further because sheep stealers right there. Like, what a place to be herding your sheep, right near
Yeah.
the. And I thought it was like Damon thinking like, well, that was your lucky day, bud. Like
Yeah.
that was sheep stealer, and it's like, no, actually, I'm actually gonna kill you and burn your head down.
Yeah. Now that,
That
talking
dude's
about it, yeah.
ruthless. Which it was cool that we tied back when he does go to the Vale. I was like, oh, we didn't think we'd see you here again after you killed your wife. Basically.
Yeah, Jade Aaron said that to him. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. That makes sense now. Next scene: Ormond gets the Raven from Harrenhal when he's eating.
He's pissed, goes nuts. He's got a temper.
Darren's like, "Get out!" Like to the
Yeah.
random squire, and then he even backs up, and then he just like smacks his sword, and then sits down and keeps like he's a little bit extra. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but
It's a little bit too much for me.
no, it's completely unnecessary.
Like no one acts like that. Like even crazy people don't act like that. Like you're gonna like if you're crazy enough to smash your table, you're not gonna smash your table and then just like sit back down and keep eating like it's like
Like it was nothing.
nobody acts like I don't know. It just seems his character seems kind of unrealistic to me. I was gonna say who he kind of reminds me of is you've seen American Psycho with Christian Bale.
I haven't, but I've seen enough clips to
That
know.
the character from that Patrick Bateman is like, but again, that's not a realistic to me.
Yeah.
At least to me, that's not a realistic character. I'm sure there are people like that in the world.
Unless
like,
you're painting Ormond to be like a complete psycho, which then fine.
dude, you saw how he acted in that scene. Like that's a complete psycho action.
No, it is. It was also predictable too. So it's not like this was a one time thing. He does this, and any sign of bad news, he's gonna take out a sword and take chunks out of the table. Yeah, no, I Ormond is an interesting cat. I didn't think he was gonna be seen much, but I think we'll see more of him.
And when he sits right down, all he says is "Aemon's not coming." Basically, that was the news. Like,
Yeah,
hey, they're not going to Harrenhal. And Christian Cole sucks. He's not coming either. Or, yeah, they're doing something else too. I forget. But now back to Orwell and Rhaenyra. Ormond has never responded to Otto in all their letters. Otto would send a lot to him, but Ormond never responded.
Which I have to think of strategy, or they never got sent. That's the other thing too, right?
Otto's letters never got sent.
That's one way you never get mail back. Is that your first? Think about the Notebook, the famous movie. The dude wrote 1 million letters, and they never got. He wrote a letter a day and never got a response because the letters were stolen and taken hostage.
Okay, that's fair.
My point.
I'd want you to read the letters. Is if Otto's first letter is like, "Hey, how you doing?" and then his next letter is like, "Oh, that's great. Anyways, I wanted to talk about blah blah blah." Like the "Oh, that's great" insinuates that you got a letter back. You know what I mean? Like you could read all Otto's letters. Like, is he saying like, "Hey, what's up, Ormond?
Okay.
Hey, why haven't you answered, Ormond? Hey, Ormond, blah blah blah. Here's the news. Here's what's going on." And like, did Otto know? Were they written in a way that he knew he wasn't going to get a reply, where he never asked questions or anything like that? Or
that was my point. It was like, are they having conversations, or is it like, hey, while I'm here, you better be doing this, this, and this at Hightower?
Or do they have like a suspiciously high number of letters from like a really small house that's like right outside of Old Town? You know what I mean? And Ormond never sends from his own name; he sends from this other name. Or
my original thought is that Otto is way smarter than anybody had ever given him credit for, and like wasn't leaving a trace. Didn't leave a trace with the coin, whether that was Otto or not. Like
I don't know what you're talking about.
The gold, just the gold.
Oh,
in the back.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, that was more Thailand.
Whatever, but he's the hand, so I'm giving him the credit for it.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no evidence.
The other thing that I thought here was I was like, is Orwell telling the truth? Like
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said he never got one. All right, maybe there were letters back and Orwell just kept them. 2, Orwell just stole the letters from Otto and never sent them.
Sure,
Orwell,
never.
He just kept them in his storage.
Sure, Otto never got him because Orwell wasn't giving him that. Giving it the last 10 feet. Yeah,
and he's like, oh, I guess he was just running Hightower. The what makes me think of that is Orwell was then like he was just running Hightower land
like a king,
like his own little kingdom.
Yeah,
nobody was checking on him.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope something interesting comes of that, and it's not just like a nothing burger. But yeah.
Fixing to find out.
Then Ulf comes to see Rhaenyra. He's asking stuff for his friends, and she's like, "Who are these people you're asking for?" He's like, "Oh, they're my buddies from a tavern." And she's like, "You can't go to taverns anymore. You gotta stay in the Red Keep. Like,
Yeah, you can't get killed.
yeah,
Great point. Like
you're important now."
we talk about her getting shot by arrows, but like Ulf and like losing one of them would be just big. Like
Yeah, you're like 1/6 of my dragons.
Vermithor is that big, and he's just gonna like, all right, fuck it, back to Dragonstone I go. You're dead. You imagine if like that was the case?
But again, like if he is this important, give him what he wants. Like how much is a cottage near Rook's Rest that's tax free? Like it's kind of a funny ask, but like give it to him.
He should be in the hand of the Tower of the Hand right now.
Give him whatever. Sleeping. Yeah, and give him his friends whatever he wants. Like again, I know she doesn't have money right now, but like make it happen. Like make these. There are certain people you need to stay on.
Sounds like they got beer for him. So
yeah,
give him what the people want.
So then he says, "Hey, just so you know, people out there are not happy. They're calling you the Queen of Bastards."
And that did not make her happy. She's like, "Get that shit down now."
And he's like, "Hey, yeah." He's like, "Some mistaken subjects might think you unkind." Did you think this was like a little backhand, passive aggressive remark?
I think so.
Almost like, "Hey, I think you're unkind."
Well,
he's like, you wouldn't want mistaken subjects to think you're unkind after you just basically spat in my face and said no to everything I want from you.
Yeah, no. I think it was a little bit of like a, hey, I think it's twofold. I think it's like, hey, I have the possibility of being some influence with you to the commoners, right? Let me get out there and be kind of boots on the ground amongst who I would consider my friends. So, and I can, stir them up in your favor, or let me start whispering shit to them, and they're gonna fucking hate you even more.
Yeah, you're trying to like grease the palms of the small folk anyway with like giving them food. Like, hey, I know some friends who are like big in the small folk. Like, grease their palms. They'll put the word out. Yeah. So he leaves, and then she basically tells she has one Kingsguard. I don't know if we heard this guy's name, but she tells that guy, "Hey, tell Luthor Largent, who's the Gold Cloak commander, to clear off the graffiti and find those responsible." And she has a little Cersei look about her, but I don't know if like the command she gives there doesn't seem to fit the actions I see later.
Go fuck everybody up in the streets.
Exactly. Like he took
Gold Cloaks went right back to causing havoc.
Is that what she wanted to do?
I don't think so. I think we're gonna hear that the Gold Cloaks did it because they're angry they haven't been paid, so they something like that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet. I think that comes up here in a second on what they're gonna do with money. Yeah, so next scene is they go back to Aegon and Larry's. Aegon's cleaning poop. They heard that he's been pronounced dead. He doesn't like that, but Larry's just like, no, this is good. There's animosity. When they're talking about this, there is one moment when they like show, like, it's shot in a weird angle. It's like, it looks like it's being shot like under a staircase, like almost like someone's looking under a staircase at their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, after the guy who was eating cereal earlier.
It gives you the feeling that people are watching.
At least one person is watching. Yeah, is what I
do recall that now too, because that's when those two are talking, that's what you're thinking is like, how are they going to get got?
Yeah. And they're in the middle of everybody having this conversation. Yeah. And like the way it's shot makes it sound like, they're being watched, or makes it seem like they're being watched. Yeah. There's no food, so Aegon doesn't get any food, him and the other poop cleaner guy. Aegon just walks right up and yells at the boss. Again, like, I don't understand Aegon sometimes. Are we supposed to think that he's just like, so he's been raised, like the way he's been raised, he doesn't understand that this isn't going to go well, or does he just not care, or does he, was he planning on saying, I'm Aegon, you can't do this to me?
The former, that he's just been raised to have everything that he wants, and he's like, fuck this, he still has the fuck this, I'm the king mentality, even though he doesn't have even a dagger to like try to help defend himself. He's just limping up there.
It's just pride, I guess, and like we're supposed to be seeing like him getting the pride like slowly
taken
beat out of him, I guess. And, like that's the whole like get on your knees, kiss my boot thing.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's what happens in that scene. I don't know. Again, I think,
but that's nothing.
I thought that was one of the weirder scenes. Like I liked the idea, but it fell kind of flat for me. Like the whole kiss my boot thing. I thought like he was gonna get kicked in the face at the end, or it would be like, now you're gonna learn your lesson, and then actually get punished or something like that.
I need the kick in the face because that's what like I'm waiting for too. It's been done too many times. So like the cutaway is like, all right, we'll imagine what happens next. We've seen somebody like, all right, kiss my toes. All right, kicked in the face. That's happened too many times in cinema. So I was actually glad that was happening. But I don't know. What are we trying to teach Aegon here? How to be more humble? Like, is that the point of his character arc now? Is to learn his wrongdoings?
And I just don't see it. Like, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't see him learning that lesson so far, even though he's been in these situations like 2 or 3 times now. But yeah, whatever. Next scene, back to Rhaenyra's council. We do have Tormund Manderly there as Master Coin. They're talking, and Daemon just walks in, puts the head on the table. He's like, this is Sheep Stealer's rider.
Ugly fucking head, no teeth.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, so I got 10,000 gold from Lady Arryn. No one blinks an eye at the head except for Rhaenyra. Everyone just keeps going like, ooh, cool, gold. What can we do with this gold?
And that's all Rhaenyra sees is that head.
Yeah, she's zoned out, like locked in. They're like, Tormund's like, we haven't heard back from the houses, so we don't have any gold from them. And the loan from the Iron Bank of Bravos, we haven't heard back on either.
I like mention of the Iron Bank.
But they're like, what are we going to do about this with this gold that Daemon just brought? And the White Worm wants to help the small folk. Daemon wants to pay the gold cloaks.
How are they going to help the small folk with it? By buying food?
I guess, yeah. Rebuilding homeless shelters that were damaged. I don't know.
Why were they damaged? There's been no battles in this place.
I don't know. Maybe they weren't. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to come riot, pull them out of their houses, and find out who did the graffiti.
Mysaria being a part of this council, I just don't think can go well.
I mean, she's saying help the small folk. I mean,
because she was a small folk. She's trying to help. She's like, oh, she might as well be off.
If you could keep the small folk on your side, I'm for it. It just seems like Rhaenyra is trying to help the small folk with half the time and then doing things like sending the gold cloaks after them.
You could keep the small folk. The small folk aren't doing anything really for you right now, unless they're paying taxes. Somebody mentions, like, should we pay a tax? They don't have any money to pay anyway. If you wanted to keep them in line, you send Cyrax up in the sky and you could do it by force. Is what I'm saying.
She's kind of funny. I'm just kind of smiling because it's kind of funny how similar. I mean, it's been about a month, maybe even more, since we recorded one of these. But the Dance of Dragons chapters we're on right now. Dany's a Marine, and what she's dealing with is like, who do I try and help? The former slaves. There's a ton of these fucking people. Like, there's so many of them in the city, or the masters. Like, they just have so much power, and like they can help me with gold and taxes and stuff like that. And it's kind of the exact same thing here. It's like, do I keep the nobles happy, or do I keep the small folk happy? And like, it seems like every choice she has to make, you can't do both. It's like a scale where you're 50% helping one, 50% helping the other, or like 100% helping one and you're pissing off the other one.
But there's a third here too, because we got the gold cloaks who are not either, right? But they are a third group now that they're not like the Unsullied, who I don't think maybe Dany's paying the Unsullied, but I don't think the Unsullied really gave a fuck. Like I
don't think they needed money. But
they didn't
feed them and stuff.
Feed us, house us, and give us our spear. These gold cloaks are going home to their families and need the money.
Need money.
So I think that's a different element too. Like, I don't.
Torrhen does mention a tax. He's like, "Hey, what about a tax?" And they kind of just they go past it, but they're gonna need to start doing something to get some gold in besides just sending Daemon out on a dragon to collect 10,000 gold. I mean, maybe that'll work.
Take it, but I don't understand we can give it to the small people. Like, all right. How? You're gonna buy them food? Like, what are you
give
doing?
Me more education. Like, what education?
You're gonna give them each a dragon? Like, there's more than 10,000 people. There's a million people here, right?
Yeah, it's like 500,000, I think. Yeah.
So like, what are we
gonna do?
That's the shit that like I don't.
Yeah, we can't give them a stimulus check. It's not enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody out. I like how she says that, and Daemon. She doesn't say anything about Daemon. Daemon doesn't look. They don't even look at each other. Just like it's known that she means everybody except Daemon out. And she's like, who is this? And he's like, well, it's the head of the guy who was riding Sheep Stealer. Don't know who he was. He's dead now, though. Don't worry about it. Sheep Stealer's gone. Hopefully we won't see him again. He's wild. So what are the odds somebody tames that twice?
Not what she wanted to hear. She wanted to see that guy.
I wanted to see him punish myself. And he's like, why? Would that have helped your grief?
No answer.
Which again, I think is him trying to like lay the groundwork for like if Rhaena does show up, like, hey, even killing her is not going to help.
Yeah. Remember who Rhaena is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like once she does see her, like, Mysaria walked out of this room. The conversation happens for like a couple minutes, like I'm gonna say at least a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And when Daemon leaves, she's right there at the door still.
Yeah, Rhaenyra also didn't mention while everybody was there what her decision was going to be on the money. She only told Daemon, she's like, we're giving it to the small folk, not the gold cloaks. And I think Mysaria heard that too, because you're right. I think she was the way it shot. She was waiting
the
behind.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
She heard the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which then I do like the Mysaria's like, whose head was that? Like,
yeah, like she knew it wasn't the rider of Sheep Stealer. It's kind of the insinuation I got there, right?
Yeah. We got Alicent
and Helena. Yep. Rhaenyra comes in. Otto's remains are going to Old Town.
A ring? Was it a ring?
yeah, I guess Otto's ring. I didn't notice, or Viserys' ring. She says Viserys would have wanted you to have it, so I can't think if it's Viserys or Otto's, but one of the two. I'm
I'm
guessing
gonna say it was an Otto. Maybe it was a ring that Viserys gave Otto, and
it was green.
sure, I don't. I took it that it was Otto's ring. Where he got it from or what it means to the family, I don't know. But Allison seemed appreciative. The big news is Helena's pregnant, so
Yeah, it's like what? So is this Aegon's? I guess. Like, I don't think Helena's been sleeping with anybody else. It's either that or an immaculate magic baby.
no, I would have said did Aemon take her
Amen. Yeah, maybe.
because he's had some moments with her, but I don't think that would have been the only other. I think it just presents another throne threat, right? Is the point.
I told you they're supposed to be a baby. They were supposed to she was supposed to have 3 children when Blood and Cheese happened.
Yeah.
So they already cut out a baby. I'm guessing this
Now
is
we
that
get another baby.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're gonna. Again, it seems to me, and like only like a few days is going by
Mm-hmm.
in these episodes. Like I would not have thought if Helena's only like a month or like I don't know how many months pregnant is she? How many months do you show? Like bad?
I would say you're
4, 5.
yeah. I mean,
So say she's 3 months pregnant, right? Because I don't think she was showing, right?
I don't think she was showing, but I think the big thing that they try to like hint at was like her boobs were kind of out, right? Like you can see a more fullness in the boobs. Like that's one of the bigger.
My point is that she has 5 months till a baby's born. 5 months, like the Dance of Dragons is over. Like I don't think we have more than
I don't know
like a
if that's
year.
true.
We don't think we have more than like a year left. So like,
Okay.
and the stuff that's supposed to be happening with her son in the books is happening with the third child is supposed to be happening like right now. So like, I don't understand how in 5 months from now the child's gonna matter.
So it's gonna be because the other one's a girl. So this is a boy.
A boy. Yeah.
The one that's in her belly is a boy.
In the book, she has 2 boys. She has twins, a boy and a girl, Jaehaera and Jaehaerys. And
Yeah. And which one do you want us to kill? And they killed the boy.
She chooses the other. She chooses Maelor, the younger one. And then they're like, "You hear that? Your mom wants you dead." And then they kill the older one, so that the boy has to grow up knowing that his mom
Yeah.
chose him to be dead, and then now he's not. So yeah, that's how Blood and Cheese is worse in the books.
Yeah, I do remember. I thought it was between him and the girl, maybe, but that wouldn't. I mean,
that's how they do in the show.
It was a son for a son, right? So it's
in the show. Helena, when they're like, which one's the boy? She says it's Jaehaera, and then they're like, no, she wouldn't tell us the right one, and I think they kill the other one.
Yeah.
I think that's how the show did it. But
yeah, so all right, we get Vermithor flying into Tumbleton. Hughes up top. I don't care if you don't have a bed. He's obviously sleeping somewhere. The moment you get Vermithor, you fly to Tumbleton, you get your wife on the back, and you go wherever the fuck you want.
I guess his wife knows, right? She looked up at it like with a look.
I don't take it that she knows that he's on Vermithor.
I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know. She gave
How
it a
would she
look.
have gotten word? I don't think Hughes writing a letter to Tumbleton.
You're right. That like logic wise, how would she know? But yeah, when she looked up,
because I was waiting for her. Now that the brother dies at the end, I was waiting for something like really bad to happen to her.
No. I think she knows because she knew where she was going. They had the conversation. He's like, "I'm going to try."
Doesn't know that he survived that, does she?
No, but like you would have heard. You would think that even the small folk would know who. At least the first name of the guy, and she knew her husband Hugh was going off to try and do this. She could. I think she has a fair guess. Yeah,
I'm gonna say she. I'm gonna lean that she doesn't know yet. If she does, then fine. I don't understand why she's still in Tumbleton then. Maybe they think Tumbleton was just like a random trade town that was just never going to be touched by the war, just a safe spot to be. That's the only thing I can say.
Well, yeah. Now at this point, she doesn't have a choice if she's in Tumbleton or not. Right? They're all kind of locked in there, I guess. But yeah. So next scene, they go to King's Landing. The Gold Cloaks are going door to door. Again, I don't know if this is what Rhaenyra wanted or not. She did kind of have like a Cersei look on her face when she gave that command, but I can't imagine this is what she wanted. The guy, they're like, did he confess? And he's like, not yet. And he just starts like beating him.
Yeah, I don't know. Not my favorite scene. I don't think it's what Rhaenyra. She's like, oh, we're gonna help the small folk, and then like the next thing is like, all right, go beat the shit out of them.
Exactly.
Like it's not the message we're trying to send to these people.
And then even if like that's like next episode, we see that Rhaenyra's like pissed off about this. It's just like I don't know. I feel like it's like a lazy writing that like why does Rhaenyra fuck up? Because there's like a miscommunication with the goal. Like, unless it's like, oh, because they weren't paid, they decided they were going to get their money.
Yeah.
By robbing the like it did. Okay, then I'm okay because it's like up to her. It's because of her decisions. But like, I feel like too often in the show, there's just like an accident
People
happens.
Are making decisions at will, and
well, it's not that like it's that people's decisions aren't what cause problems. It's just like accidents. Like a dragon does something by accident, or there's a miscommunication by Alicent on a death. But like, I want people's decisions to be deliberate and like have consequences, not like an accident or a miscommunication. Like, again, every once in a while I don't mind that, but like it's just too much. So if this comes back to bite Rhaenyra with the small folk, I don't want it to be like, I did everything I could to help the small folk and then you just went off and did this. If he then says, well, you didn't pay me, then okay, then that's because of her decision. But if he just like, well, sorry, our boys just wanted to have a little action, you know, then it's like, well, no, that just like, it's to me, that's lazy writing, right? You're not making anybody's decisions matter. But
all right, last scene, which I like the thought of Daeron throwing his hat in the ring, because now we have Daeron Hightower, put him in quotes, Daeron Hightower, Aemon, who obviously wants to be king on the biggest dragon, Aegon, who was crowned the king in front of the country and the sept and everybody else, and then you have Rhaenyra, who's at some point there's possible that there's 4 people that have been like, oh no, I'm actually the king now.
Yeah, we're the 5 kings. We're almost there.
Yeah. History repeats itself. So there's a 5th out there.
Maybe. But so Daeron's in here with Tessarion, right? In the sept, it seems like.
That's what the dragon's name is?
Tessarion, I think. Yep, the Blue Queen is the nickname.
Blue Queen.
Cool dragon. Little dragon, though.
Very cool. Yeah, tiny.
Ormond comes in, tells Daeron his blood is tainted. Like, hey, I like you, but your blood's tainted. The Valyrians are...
Like, luckily you've been with me this long that, like, you're more Hightower, but you still got a little bit of that shit in you.
Yeah. This gave me a little bit of Dunk and Egg vibes. Like, wasn't Baratheon saying some of this, and same with one of the Fossaways saying like they're aliens from a faraway land? Like, I feel like that's kind of Ormond's take here, except he then takes it a step further and he's like, we're better, we're superior. I'm not sure if that's like a we're as in like everybody except the Targaryens, like a before they came.
I think it was a Hightower thing.
That's what I kind of think of more too, is like we specifically are better than them.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because there's I'll say there's other like YouTubers in the fandom who I think go way deeper on like some of like the theories from it's in like a World of Ice and Fire and stuff like that I don't think are going to matter too much in the main theory series. But one of the things is in Old Town, where the High Tower is, on the base of the High Tower is made out of a fused stone.
Okay.
And the only other things we know of fused stone are like Dragonstone and the old Valyrian roads. Basically, you need dragons to make fused stone.
The hottest shit fire.
But this was here before the Targaryens came. So there's like, again, theories that like, oh, how were there dragons in Westeros way, way, way long ago before the Targaryens? Again, I don't think any of this is going to matter. The main series, definitely not in House of the Dragon. So I won't talk about it too long. But I don't know. I like that the High Tower, maybe that's where some of this High Tower pride comes from, is like if their family knows some of these secrets of how did what was the history of Old Town? Were there some ancient civilization here or whatever?
That would be interesting. I just took it as like, we're better. Luckily you're one of us, which is like, he's also very influential to Daeron. Like, he does exactly what he wants him to do. He kills him and he's like, all right, like basically like, I'm in charge here, not you, right?
Well, and that's even what Alicent was saying. Like, he's like a father figure, which is like, this is a fucked up relationship. Basically, this guy's been. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just is like a father-son relationship. Fathers can be fucked up to their kids and like teach them like bad things, like, hey, kill this guy. Yeah, I mean, and it seems like some of the lessons he's teaching them aren't bad. Like, hey, be good to the small folk and stuff like that. Is like
most of his lessons throughout the episode was fine until it's like, hey, that dragon, like, you really shouldn't. Which I do. He's not a fan of the dragon, which I get. Like, don't show. Like, that dragon obviously is intertwined with him. They are step by step. Like, the dragon's about to attack in this room.
He eats the body. I thought he was going to attack Ormond, but he eats the body.
He was about to attack Ormond.
Oh yeah, there's a few times where he was like
the very beginning of the conversation when he's like that. I think he calls it like a beast, and like it does charge a bit. Like he was like,
I don't understand why Ormond wants him to kill this guy. He's like, hey, and Daeron even says like, hey, we spared this guy. Ormond's like, yeah,
but he attacked your man. So he's got to die now.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna like chop off his arm or something.
Like, why not make a public display of this too? If we're trying to send a message, like, hey, you're
To
not
the
allowed
people.
to raise an arm against Hightower.
Yeah, I think
people.
it was just a power, a strong arm. Like, hey, like do what I say, which I don't.
To Daron, you mean?
To Daron, yeah, I think he was just trying to strong arm Daron into doing something that like he would think about. He obviously wasn't that ready to kill. He didn't stabbing him and not chopping off his head. Not merciful. That death probably should have been.
I don't know. I think if I was this guy, I'll take it. Could have been worse. I think if Daron, who has never killed a guy before, trying to like, it could have been Otto. I'll take this over Otto. This is how Arya's mercy killing people. She's going to the heart, right? That's what the Hound taught her. This guy seemed to have died pretty quick, so
yeah.
I don't think it was that bad.
Okay.
But then he's like, yeah, now we begin. End of the episode for Ormond saying that.
Yeah.
I will say that the Tumbletown stuff, they're changing a decent amount from the books. They're adding a lot more, like, obviously boots on the ground details of what's going on inside.
Do you like how they're portraying Ormond? Because that's like the main part. It's weird, like I thought we were fully going to get full frontal penis scene when he got out of the bath.
Yeah, he must have had a contract for
no pee-pee.
No full frontal.
I mean, you could throw a whole, what do they call those things?
A fake wiener on, like Arlen did? Yeah, give him an Arlen wiener.
Yeah.
I don't hate how they're doing. I don't know, just like based on like how the book goes, I don't understand why. Some of the changes they're making, I don't like with at least what the books are kind of like a choose your own adventure where there's different like theories on how different things go and why. My theory on how things go.
Obviously, you can't have that here, though.
Yeah, but like, I don't think this makes a ton of sense with any of the lines, like any of the possibilities in the books, and definitely like the way I always like think of at least Daron. And again, I don't care too much about Daron, but like this doesn't really make sense with how I always thought about Daron. And I keep thinking like the Tumbleton thing. There's a few things like there's a few check boxes that I would think like even if they're changing a lot, they're gonna like check these major boxes. And there's a few of them that are not checked yet. And I'm like, how are they going to check these boxes before, like, I'm guessing this battle's going to happen next episode. Like,
wow, there's a battle of Tumbleton. You just spoiled me.
Well, they're sending the army there, right? So, like, I'm guessing that's going to happen. Maybe it's going to happen. I guess that's probably not going to happen. It might, I don't know. Whatever's building at Tumbleton might be the end of the season, right? Because Cole said we're going to fight the army on the way to Tumbleton. Like, that's got to be at least one episode, right? So Rhaenyra's army's probably not getting to Tumbleton next episode.
4 episodes left. This doesn't seem like a whole lot.
Maybe the battle is the 9th, so it takes them 2 episodes to get there. But that means like we're getting bullshit happening in Tumbleton for 2 more. I guess that makes sense. Maybe that's when some of these boxes that I'm like, how are we going to check some of these boxes? And I think people who have read the books know what I'm talking about for some of them.
Sure.
Are going to get checked before it happens.
I don't have those boxes to check. So that's why I think I'm still satisfied. Again, I don't.
The thing is that like, in the books, there's 2 battles of Tumbleton. And I guess, like, the first one happened off screen here. Like, the first one's kind of like when
they just walked in the front door?
Yeah, when they kind of, like... It's sloppy, but what they call the first battle basically ends with the Greens inside. Yeah. And then the second battle is what I think they're going to do
There's no walls, no army, no...
Yeah.
Battlements on this place anyway.
Yeah.
They just walked in.
In the books, it's more. So I don't know if they're insinuating this in the show too. In the books, I think Rhaenyra was actually gathering an army here, even though it's not a very defensible place. Like there was a few, not a huge one, but there was a few like small houses gathering here.
Just a meetup spot.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time, and the Greens basically sent a few people in, pretending like, "Hey, we're just small folk," but they were like actually spies sending news out, and they basically got enough in to be like, "Hey, we're in charge now," because the Greens had way more than Rhaenyra's like small host. But that's why Rhaenyra can't attack is because her army's kind of being held hostage inside. Part of it, I think. So, yeah, cool. Decent episode.
Yeah.
Good setup one. But again, I think maybe we might have a few more setup ones depending on...
I mean, we can't set up forever, but we got Ulf and the little people. We got Hugh and his wife. You got Rook's Rest cats. You got
been
Kristen
2 episodes
walking through. You got Ormond Tully's army. You got Daemon with Rhaena. Baeliff's out there doing something, you would think, right? There's a lot of shit to be had.
It's been 2 episodes since we saw Vhagar or Aemon, so yeah, that'll be cool whenever that comes back. Yeah.
And he was in they showed Aemon again in the recap, so like he gotta get his ass back there. Like he got a stab wound. Where's he getting nursed up? Is Alice helping him? All those questions.
Yeah, what's going on with Alice? Exactly. Yep.
All right. Good.
Cool. We'll see you guys in the next one for episode 5.
Bye.
Bye.